I've been thinking about something this week. We're really quick to turn behavior into identity. He can't focus. She's anxious. He has no self-control. She's just not confident, or she's shy. We hear a behavior and then we turn it into who we think that child is. But what if we're judging the wrong thing? What if we're looking at the behavior without looking at the conditions that produced it? This week, I was reading research on ecological systems and attachment theory for my doctoral program, and one says that the environment matters, while the other says that relationships matter. Together, they suggest something bigger. Behavior doesn't come from the child alone. It emerges from the interaction between the child and the world around them. What's interesting is that these are two completely different areas of research, yet they kept leading me back to the same question. For almost 30 years, I've watched children walk into my classes and they do things that their parents told me they couldn't do. The child who never listens follows directions. The child who can't wait waits. The child who has no confidence, they volunteer to lead. And for years, my explanation was pretty simple. Same child, different environment, different outcome. But this week's research made me realize something. That explanation wasn't wrong, it just wasn't complete. I think we spent decades trying to fix children's behaviors when we should have been paying much closer attention to the experiences that we were giving them. Because the research suggests that behavior doesn't come from the child alone. It develops through an interaction between the child, the environment, the relationship, and what that particular situation is asking the child to do. Attachment researchers found that children don't respond exactly the same way under every condition. Ecological researchers tell us that development happens through constant interaction between the child and their environments. That doesn't mean that the environment is everything, and it doesn't mean that the child doesn't matter. It means that behavior is happening between them, and I think that that's a really important distinction. Let me give you an example. I'll have a parent tell me, my child can't wait. My child won't listen. They're all over the place. Then they come into my class. Now think about what's different. The routine is predictable. The expectations are clear. Movement is actually part of the learning instead of something that they're constantly trying to suppress. Waiting is practiced in small, tiny pieces. They have an adult giving them positive prompts and positive expectations. And suddenly that same child starts demonstrating skills that the parent rarely sees anywhere else. Now here's the important part. That doesn't prove that the child had the skill all along, and it doesn't prove that the environment magically created it. The environment may be revealing the capacity, building the capacity, or probably doing some of both. But the point is, I can't look at one environment and decide that that's the whole child. This completely changes the question that I think adults should ask. Instead of asking, what's wrong with my child, or why can't they do this? I think we should ask, what is this situation asking the child to do? Because sit still sounds so simple, but maybe what we're really asking is control your body, ignore distractions, remember directions, wait your turn, manage frustration, pay attention, recover if you make a mistake. Those are a lot of capacities happening all at one time. Then I think we need to ask one more question. Where is this child actually getting the opportunity to practice or build these capacities? Because we often expect capacities that we never intentionally help the child develop. I don't think we should stop having expectations for children. I think we should become better at building the capacities that those expectations require. So maybe the question isn't, does the child have the capacity? Maybe the better question is, when a child struggles, are we seeing what the child is capable of, or what the situation is bringing out of the child?